are getting our manicure and pedicure today. Back to normal, back to roll on, but it's good, it's good. And I think we're going to have a day of estate sales.
One red color?
It's a light purple. All right, we have finished our nails and toes. We have finished our nails and toes.
We're doing double
We're double videoing. Anyway, let's see Suzanne's.
So this is the nail designs I got.
Ready? And we're going to go to an estate sale today. There are 5, but we're just probably going to do 4 because my sister went to one and she said it's not worth going to, so we shall see.
So
we are back to
the girls
normal.
are
We're back to it again, so let's go. Well, we have a home for sale, and then the actual estate sale though is over here. I planted some daffodils in my backyard and they came up, but I don't know if the cat has destroyed them or what because 3 of them were broken. But I will have to show my daffodils. And I believe this is Jan's estate. So today, being Saturday, and this house is right by the highway, this is what I used to want my walls to look like. I wanted it to have texture. That's cool. I like that textured wall. I think it looks kind of neat.
See the point of doing that.
And it kind of looks like it's pretty picked over, doesn't it? A little bit of Christmas.
I have so much Christmas decor. I don't know what it means.
Yeah, I need to stop my Christmas buying unless I see something that is just beyond cute. I love this mirror. That would be a beautiful mirror to have, like over a big sink area.
It would.
That would be really pretty. Love with this textured wall. How
do
they
take
do that?
nature and paint it on?
That is so cool. Okay, like I said, I think this one's pretty well picked over. You think?
It is.
Yeah. It's a neat dresser. Oh, that is neat. Here we go. Here's our outfits of the day. I do like those. So take a look at those. And are those littler than the juice glasses that I have? Those are so cute. Aren't they cute? No, I do not like this. Do you? I'm not attracted to brown. So at the last estate sale, Suzanne did buy something. I had a couple things in mind, and I just love to go shopping with Suzanne because I can ask her, what do you think? Do you think I should? And she says no.
And what do I do?
Well, those were good, I think. So anyway, I took a picture of those canisters.
I hope I don't regret it.
And she decided she wanted them, which is great because I didn't need to replace my things that I've had for 20, how many? No, I've had those 35 years. Doesn't matter. She needed them more than I did. But anyway, there were some glasses that I said, oh, look at it. And I can tell by looking at her face. Here's what she said. Do you have room? It helped. So I like to go shopping with her because she slaps my fingers. It's good. But anyway, she brought the 3 canisters and she needs them. So that'll be good. All right, let's go to the next estate sale. Oh, by the way, bet you can't guess what snack we had.
It has returned in their life.
So this is the Christie's estate sale. We always really praise her. The previous one was Jan. We love both of those ladies when they do estate sales because they have everything done so beautifully. And I don't know, it's just, they know how to do it. It's a good job. So we're anxious to see Christy's because we haven't seen one of hers in a while. And I just think they do an excellent job of showing the home. So you found some pencils and going to take the backs off of those to put on hats maybe. A chain, and I'm looking at a chain and a necklace that just needs cleaned up. Okay, and this one, it wasn't a bunch of stuff, but I went ahead and got the candlesticks that I showed you. I did a video of that, and some jewelry. I got the chain and the other thing that just needs to be cleaned up. But the chain I can take apart and use in my stuff.
And I got me a collection of, guess what? Pencils.
Oh, pencils. Was that all you got? Was the pencil bag?
Well, and the necklace.
Oh, the necklace.
And the 2 little studs that I can break off too.
Yeah. How much was the pencil bag?
$2.
So it was $1, or was $2? $4.
$4
and then 2. Okay, so we're finding a few here's and there's. On to the next. Okay, this is going to be our last estate sale for today, I think, unless Suzanne wants to go to the one that my sister said don't go to. I don't know either. Because she got to go the other day, Thursday. I couldn't see her that day because I had an appointment on Friday. So, and she is back in Dallas with her grandchildren again because it is my great niece's birthday yesterday. So let's see what this one is. 75% off today, and I think I'm going to get some Christmas ribbon because I can always use that.
I just become so picky with my decor.
And Suzanne and I were looking at these glass doors for your closet. I don't know that I've seen solid glass doors. I guess that would take place of having to get a stand-up mirror. Then you could just get ready and see if everything looks good before you go out. Okay, I spent $1.75.
And I spent
$0 here, but we bought some things at the other one. I bought some things at the other, $9 I think at that other one, and I don't remember. I think that's it. Well, do you want to go to the one my sister said don't go to?
You want to go to TJ Maxx?
We're going to go to TJ Maxx instead.
Since we're close?
Yeah, we'll do that. All right. Estate sales are done for the day.
We went to TJ Maxx and did a little bit of makeup damage.
But it's like $6, $5, $7.
And it adds up very quickly.
It does. We might have to do a TJ Maxx haul.
Yes.
And then everybody will make fun of me for buying Disney princess makeup.
Who cares? Young at heart. That's what I keep in mind. Young at heart.
Now what do you want to do?
I bought Winnie the Pooh, so that's.
What did I buy? Sleeping Beauty.
And Snow White.
Did you get the Snow White one? Oh, good.
I did.
Sleeping Beauty, Winnie the Pooh. What else did I get? Which is, I want to have a play day.
I'm just tired of my makeup. I'm tired of everything.
Kind of like you said a while ago, I'm hitting pan on many of my pieces. And,
yeah.
But the only thing I'm going to be disappointed is if they're patchy.
Yeah.
I do not like patchy shadows or blushes or anything like that.
Yeah.
What do you want to do now? I forgot to take pictures of us going into TJ Maxx, but it's probably a good thing because it was really crowded. So we'll take pictures of going into Target. How would that be? Looking for, I can't remember the kind I use, but I need a mousse, but they don't have the herbal essence products here. So I'm going to try Not Your Mother's Plump for Joy Mousse. And then I get for my husband Harry's body wash. But the bad thing about Harry's is you can't see through the bottle to see when you need to replace it. So I'm going to get these 2 smaller ones and pour them into his clear container that has a pump on it. Okay, just looking at the new shoes in Target. I thought those were really cute, but wow, the price on those, it's really seems like a lot. I don't know. Do you think? Well, it is 10 o'clock in the evening and we are back from our excursion today, and we brought home Blue Sky hamburgers and hot dog, and it was very good, but we did not take pictures of it because it was just takeout. So at this late hour, we are still going to share what we got today at the estate sales and Target and TJ Maxx. So
the boutique store.
Oh yeah, and the little boutique store. We'll share that too. All right, so I'm gonna let Suzanne go first, and here's what she purchased.
I didn't do very well on estate sale excursions today. I only found 3 items. I found a gold necklace because I am infatuated with gold right now. I don't wear a whole lot of silver anymore. And then I found they are clip-on earrings, but I only use them to decorate hats that I guess I want to continue to paint. So yeah, I will try that again.
And the prices that you see,
yes,
were half.
They were half price.
Half of the price that's on there.
So
yeah.
And then for that, and then found me some pencils and a little bit of pens, Sharpie to test out for my kids for school.
So we're back to collecting.
Back to collecting Back to collecting pens, pencils, highlighters, Sharpies, etc. Then we went to Small Town Gypsy, and I was needing another pair of camouflage pants because I missed my other ones. And they were just kind of exactly like this. They had the little tie at the bottom with the, what's that called?
Drawstring, kind of.
Drawstring, but the puffy cuff bottoms that you and your sister don't like. What's that called?
Yeah. Where it's more hugging to the ankle.
Hugging to the ankle pants.
Yeah. But they're not that much. I mean, I guess you could draw them up if you wanted to, but you don't have to.
And cute little pockets on the side. So excited to be able to wear these to school. And then TJ Maxx, we got some makeup. Like I really need more makeup. But I'm hitting pan on a few items. So I wanted a new contour palette. So highlight, blush, and bronze.
Mm-hmm. And that's by Ellen Tracy.
And then this one's, I don't know what company, but it's Snow White. And it just looked cute to me with my obsession on Disney stuff.
So that's not made by the Disney company, it's just... Well, it says Disney Princess.
Disney Princess.
I think it is the Disney makeup that they had at one time. Complexion palette. That's so cute that it's called complexion palette.
And then Winnie the Pooh. And it has little mirrors on the side.
That is adorable.
And I'll just let all the colors and highlighter at the bottom.
Cute.
That's a lot of different colors of highlighter.
That is a lot. How cute.
And then
it looks like a little book.
It does. Then we went to Target. I had a little oopsie-doo when we went to competition. I had a bag and I had my water on the side of the bag because it fit. So I thought, oh, that'll be just workable, and left to go run an errand with kids because they went snacks at Dollar General. Came back and it had tipped over and made everything wet. So I had to get a new blender. And this is the only planners they had at Target.
Did you have a lot written in it?
No.
No. Okay.
It was just the back portion of it, but I needed a new agenda.
Okay.
And I got me a pencil, took a pencil out. These are my favorite. They are paper mate, and I just love all the different colors it has. And they're just perfect mechanical pencils to draw with. I want to draw with them too. And then I got a little gift to add to a basket that I'm doing for my coworker at the end of the year, since it was her first year at PHS.
And she likes horses.
And she loves horses. She has horses at her stable because she is from another place that has horses. So I also got a shower cap to use in my guest bathroom that has a shower. And this one has suction cups, so you can attach it to the wall, and when you're done with it, you can stuff it inside, and it will
it has
holes.
Air holes.
Air holes to draw.
I don't know that I would really do that, but
I don't think
it's a cute idea.
It's very cute.
You know.
Oh, and I got shaving cream.
Long story.
Long story.
We know it's a man's.
It's a man's, but they have no women's shaving cream at Target.
Well, they had gel.
I don't know how you feel about shaving stuff, but I cannot stand the gel. I cannot stand the cream. It has to be foam. I'm just really prone to, I like the foam, and you do too. And you can't find it. It's all either gel or cream.
And I was getting lots of stares when men walk by.
I don't really care. You like what you like, you know? Who cares?
And I even said out loud, they do not have shaving creams on the women's side.
It's kind of weird, yeah. So, and then you saw that she got the little glass canisters with the suction lid, but they were taped up, so she doesn't want to take those apart right now.
Because they wrapped them up so nice.
Yeah, so we won't show those. So, is that it?
That's it on my side.
Okay, all right. So I did a little bit from Small Town Gypsy, which is a boutique that's close to TJ Maxx, and my stuff was on sale. Yours wasn't on sale, was it? But it wasn't that bad of a price at all. So it's just a little blouse, and it's got a sheen to it, and I just thought it was really cute, navy blue, and it has a gathering in the back, like so. And then when I was going to check out, like I said, this was on sale. This was on the rack that everything was either 10, 15, or 20. So this one had 20 on it, which had been $48. But when we got up to the front, she said, I need to tell you that the button is missing. And actually, I know I've got some of these little shell buttons. They're the little abalone shells buttons, and I know I've got some, so I'm going to go through my box and see if I have any, and if I don't, I could probably go buy some real easy at like Hobby Lobby or something and just replace the button, because she took another $5 off if I would buy it, because this was her closeout of clothes. So this is just something I'm going to wear with, you know, it's a medium, but it's super oversized. So anyway, you know, blue's my color. I love blue. And then this is totally out of my comfort zone, but I just had a vision in my head of how I want to wear it. And it was also on the extreme offs, $20, and it had been $50. So it's just a vest, and vest because the armholes are really large. So I know you would want to wear it as a tank top kind of a vest. Also oversized. So I was having a vision that I could wear it with some type of blue and white striped shirt, subtle blues with blue jeans. And I am not, like I said, I'm not a Western person at all. I'm not that into, but we live in Texas, so sometimes you just want to go with the flow and be from where you are. So I thought that would be cute to wear. And also not a color that I usually buy. So it was one of those things that it's on sale, and I got it. I know, I got it because it was on sale, which is probably a dumb thing to do. She had a pair of jeans that were floral printed,
but they didn't fit me, and they weren't on sale. So I went back to the sale stuff and looked. All right, so that was from Small Town Gypsy. This is not that important, but at Target, I get my husband Harry's body wash, and I actually got into this from watching a YouTube girl that bought this for her husband, and she likes it so much she sometimes steals his Harry's body wash, and it does smell pretty good. Bad thing is you have no idea when it's going to be empty because it's, colored all the way around. So I have a clear bottle pump in the shower for my husband, so I just put these into it so that when you're nearly out of shower gel, rather than trying to guess. So I got 2 of those for him. And then I was needing some mousse, and I've never tried this before. Not Your Mother's. Have you ever heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I can't find the herbal essence mousse. Maybe at Walmart, but we weren't at Walmart, so we're gonna give this a try and see how it is. And then, I think that's all at Target. And then at TJ Maxx, I love my hummingbirds. And my feeder last year had some trouble with leaking issues. And I hope this one does not. I hope. So, it's glass, which is always, they tell you to buy glass if you're going to feed a hummingbird. And then the rest of the parts can be plastic. But what holds the liquid has to be glass. So I thought that would be really pretty, and it might attract them a little bit more because of the colors of the flowers. And then also at TJ Maxx, I'm going to change out. First, I want to look at these and see if they're a sleeve. I'm sure they're not a zipper. I bet they're just a pocket sleeve, which I'm not that crazy about those.
Yeah.
But these were very inexpensive. They were like, I don't know if I can read it without my glasses. $8 for a set of 2. So I got gray for myself and pink for Suzanne. And we just need some new fresh ones to take on trips. And we can also use them at home, either way. And I did kind of a silly thing. I've been seeing a lot of the girls do bag charms on their purses. And what I really would like is a Coach bag charm made out of leather. But you know where we're going when we talk about Coach. You're going to get into the $200. So not going to do that. So I just decided to choose a bag charm that had some blues on it to go with a lot of my bags and purses that I have. And then I also got a satin shower cap. I will not use it in the shower like this.
Probably won't either.
Into that. But I guess you could use this maybe to hold something else.
You could travel with it.
Yeah, I guess you could. But anyway, I didn't think these were $6 for these. And the bag charm was a little pricey. It was $17.
Yeah, mine was $20.
Okay. And then I also
I
kind of
resist.
looked at some of the makeup, and I'm going to check out this Ellen Tracy bronzer. And I told Suzanne if it's too dark for me, I will give it to her because she's more the bronzer girl. And then Ellen Tracy also had some rosy blush pen on my Charlotte Tilbury, so we'll try this out. And I'm really funny about makeup if it's patchy, or what's that other word that besides patchy? Drying or whatever. We'll just see. Anyway, they're not that expensive. This was $5. This one was $5 as well. It's better than going to Ulta and Sephora and spending $25 or $30 on
Makeup.
So that you're, And I also, I go to TJ Maxx when I'm wanting my vitamin C drops for my face. And if you like vitamin C for your face, this is an anti-aging serum, and you want to look, and I've used this before because I've had this blue bottle. You want to look and make sure that it has 20% vitamin C, which is what this says. And it also has vitamin E and hyaluronic acid. So you want to make sure that at least it's got the vitamin C 20% and hyaluronic acid. because that's supposed to be the most effective for the skin. So I was running out of vitamin C, so I wanted that for my face routine that I do. And then I also kind of got into the Disney stuff. Here's Winnie the Pooh, and it is his colors. I'm not sure how many of these I would use. And again, I'm hoping that they're not patchy, but I do think they're kind of cute. And it was $8 for the palette. I don't know what these retail for. Does it say on there? Yeah, it'll say, what was that, like $20?
This one was compared to 8.
What does this one compare at?
10.
Well, that's not as big of a deal as I thought it was. So, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to try it. And then they had a Sleeping Beauty palette. It compared at,
It says in the corner.
same $10. Anyway, this one was $7. And here are the colors of it.
That's pretty.
These looked summery to me,
Mm-hmm.
and these looked more autumnish. So we'll see how they do. We'll see. And then my estate sale finds were not terribly much. I think I did show the jewelry already on camera. So half price on these two. This is a chain that I will break up and use in when I go back to jewelry making, if I ever do it again. And then some Christmas ribbon. That's always useful. This was 75% off, so it only was $1. And then these were, the set was 10, so I got it for 5 since it was half price day. And that is the only thing I picked up at estate sales. So that was all we did for our day. Spent enough, and things that I definitely will be able to use, definitely. And some clothes to kind of add to things that I can do things within my closet. That is our evening, and we will show you where we're going to eat tomorrow before Suzanne goes home again. This was a brief weekend because we had to do our nails, and this was my nails today. I didn't do anything fancy, but I have succumbed to doing gel once again. Oh, I said I was never going to do it again, and here I am. I'm doing it again.
She's back.
I'm back, but it may not last that long because, I don't know, we'll just see. Because she filed today. She used that file thingy, and that's what takes the layers of your nail off. So this may not be happening a
I was
lot.
really surprised with my girl today, lady. She didn't even use the light, what's it called?
Where you put your
heat
hand in
lamp.
the light.
The light.
Yeah.
Blue light? No.
I don't remember what those are called, but
that's
anyway. And then we just did regular toes. Last time for Disney, we did gel toes.
Mm-hmm.
And they did last very well. But, you know, my regular polish lasts just fine on my toes, but not on my hands. Not the regular polish. I have to do it every week. So we went 4 weeks with these, and they show, you know, growth pretty quick. But I'm going to do it right now because I'm getting ready to do a lot of spring cleaning in the house, and I don't want to have to do in between the weeks touch-ups. So that's going to be something that I do for a while.
And I'm going to soon be doing an unboxing of a new vacuum cleaner.
I'm so excited for her. She had my old Dyson pull-around canister vacuum, which I had to get a new one because that one lost its motor, and then we ordered a new one, and it just didn't last like it should, and it's finally dead. So she bought her own this time, and I'm really excited for her to have a good Dyson vacuum. I think they're really good. Pricey, yes, but we pay them out.
Yeah. And it has pieces to go along with it, so you can, and it's wireless, people.
That's going to be. You'll get a little irritated with the battery. I have a V8. Yours is a V15. And my V8 will last, I can go through the whole house and do it. And yours should be better. It should have a better battery. So you should be able to clean your whole house with one charge. But I know you'll be excited to share that.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So anyway, we are going to close this evening and we'll see you tomorrow. Here we are at our favorite place, Cataviz. We're going to have some Mexican food before we send Suzanne off. And she is wearing her Festival of the Arts.
Yep.
What is it called? Spirit jersey. So we're going to enjoy it. Good morning, everyone. It is Monday. It has been 2 weeks since we have gotten home from our wonderful Disney World trip to Florida, and we've kind of had withdrawals. It's hard to come home after you've been away for a week to a beautiful tropical place with wonderful weather. We had great weather. The crowds were much more than I anticipated. I had hoped that it would be smaller crowds, but it was not. In fact, it probably was almost comparable to Christmas. And I guess I did not do my research well enough. It seems that Disney now plans things every couple of weekends or so that the park will stay packed, which is, that's good. They're in it for making money. When we went, unbeknownst to me, there was a cheerleader competition, and schools from all around the country came with their cheerleaders, so it was packed with them and their families. It was also President's Weekend, which I never really thought about it being that big of a deal, because sometimes we in this area don't even get President's Day off from the school, but I guess around the country they do. Also over in the East, unbeknownst to me, there was winter break as well. So it wasn't just my daughter's school that had winter break. Now, our school where we live, they do not have a winter break, but they do have a Friday off for showing animals. That's a big deal in this area, to show farm animals. They raise pigs and cows and things like that. And I don't know too much about that because I'm not a farm girl, but anyway, that's what goes on here. But I guess in other parts of the country, they also have a winter break because there is bad weather, and I guess they try to figure a break around the time period when the weather might be the worst. And so I think that's what was going on. So people flock to Florida. So, yeah, it was really crowded, and we didn't get to ride as many things as I had hoped. We certainly had fun. However, the week before we went on the trip, I was having some difficulty with my lower legs below the knee. I've told you before, I feel like I'm being attacked about every 2 months with something new. You went with me through my vertigo and dizziness that lasted a good 2 months and finally got resolved, and I have not had dizziness since, thankfully, due to following up with going to a therapist who did the Epley maneuver twice in a row, and that seemed to fix it. I had done the Epley maneuver with my chiropractor, and it didn't work. So I don't know, we didn't do something right, or it just wasn't the right time for it to go away. But it went away, but I'd still kind of live in fear, is it gonna come back? So I'm kind of leery about how I move. I don't get down on the floor as much as I used to, as easily as I used to, as quickly as I used to. I'm a little cautious with that. So beyond that, okay, so I was having some swelling in my lower legs. I thought, well, it was getting hot here way too early. We have had an early spring. I know we're going to get a surprise probably in mid-March to April. We're going to get cold again because we always do. We'll go through some weather changes. But since January till now, we have had weather in the 70s and 80s, mostly 50s and 60s, but we've had some surprises and we've broken some temperature records. So it's just been warmer here in this part of the country. And I live in Texas, in the upper part of the Panhandle, where we get all the seasons. You know, usually when you say Texas, people think of Dallas, or they think of Houston, or they think of Austin. Those areas don't see a whole lot of winter. Dallas does, though. They get some icy days. But like down towards San Antonio, Houston, on the Gulf, it's quite warm and probably nice most of the time. However, they get some cool days, as did Florida. Florida was going through some tough times. In fact, Florida, the week before we went, had freezing below temperatures like in the 20s. And that usually doesn't happen. And it froze out a lot of their plants. And if you've ever been to Disney World or Florida, you know how beautiful the tropical plants and the flowers and all of that is. Well, it took down a lot of them. So if you have watched my videos, and I'm going to have 7 different videos, I hope that you don't get tired of that. But I've got one more to do, one more to work on, the final day and coming home. And I have not gotten that done yet. I have one coming out actually today, which is Monday, and it is the 2nd day of March. Yeah. So, and then I won't have another one come out, I think, until Friday. The final one will come out. No, let's see. This will be the 5th one, and then there will be a 6th one on Friday, and then the next week there'll be the 7th one. So you're actually not going to see this video until after all of the Disney trips. So we're about a week behind. I'll get to where I'm catching up, but bear with me. I apologize. I've had to take a lot of time because when I do the Disney videos, I make one video for YouTube where we're talking, and then I make another video for my family for us to keep and treasure and go back and watch. That is not so much of us talking, but more of the scenery, and I set it to music. So, you know, and I can't do that one on YouTube because I use music that would give me a copyright. Now, you may have noticed that all of these videos have copyright on them, but it's not a copyright strike, like I would not be able to monetize it or anything. It's that, which I can't do because I don't have enough subscribers, but I can't monetize. But anyway, the strike, when you go read about it, it says that this is allowable, but it is copyrighted material, but the people who you've used the music from allow you to use the music, but you're still going to get a copyright. It's just not a strike, where those of you that may have a YouTube channel that you've got many subscribers and you're able to monetize, you know what I'm talking about. But I don't have to worry about that. Do I want to worry about that? Yes, I do. For 8 years, I have struggled and tried and, oops, that is my dryer. Sorry about that noise. Tried to grow my channel, and it's just not growing for one reason or another. I still pray about it. I still ask for subscribers, you know, on the end of my videos lots of times. It is my dream to grow and get bigger, and yes, I want to monetize my channel. I don't want to just do this to do this for me to have something to do, although I do enjoy sharing. But yes, I would like to monetize. I would like to work with companies. I would like to share. I would like to advertise and be a source of information for companies who are trying to sell their products. Yeah, that's my goal. Whether or not it happens, I don't know. For one reason or another, for the past 8 years, it has not. But, you know, there might be many reasons. I'm pretty much an introvert. You may not think that because, oh my goodness, here you are doing a YouTube channel. You're an introvert. I am very much an introvert. I am not an extrovert by any means. Even though I was a teacher, that's a little bit different. I could go into my room. Those were my little kids. I could talk to them and, you know, teach them and do all sorts of things because it was just them and me. But to get up in front of people and I see their faces, I shake like a leaf and my legs turn to jelly and I want to pass out. But doing this here with you all, it's not that bad for me because, yeah, I know you're watching me and I know there's criticism out there. That's okay. Everybody has their opinion. But it doesn't really bother me that I'm talking to over 200 people, hopefully, because it's something that I want to do. It's something that I've made up my mind that I miss the teaching process. I don't want to go back. I'm a little too old. I get tired really easily. So I don't think that I could teach children and do a good job now the way I feel. Plus, y'all, I'm getting ready to be 68 years old. Oh. Yes, I have been 6'7". For those of you that know, you know. Now I'm going to get out of that. Thank goodness. I'm going to be 68. But I don't feel 68. I feel like I'm in my 30s or 40s, which is a good mindset and a good way to feel. But the body is telling me other things. You know, your mind thinks one way, your body goes a different way. So back to the issue with my legs. I don't know. I swell when I go on a trip. And I know that I'm going to, and I have for the past 10 years. So I either wear compression stockings or I just try to keep my feet elevated at some point and I just move on. I know I'm going to swell and then when I get home in 2 or 3 days, it's gone. Well, the swelling happened for, I do not know what reason, because I hadn't been anywhere other than to go to the city maybe for an appointment, which is only 30 miles away, 30, 40 miles away. But the swelling wasn't going down. This is a week before the trip. So I didn't really say a whole lot to my family. I think I told my husband, my left leg is swelling and it's bigger than my right leg and I don't know what's going on. And it kind of hurts. So anyway, turned that off, went on the trip, wore compression stockings every single day, all day, which gives me a little anxiety. I cannot stand compression stockings. And if you've ever worn them, you probably know what I'm talking about. And I had talked to my chiropractor about the swelling and she recommended dry brushing, which definitely makes my legs feel better, but it did not make the swelling go away. So I even took my dry brush with me on the trip and I did it. And it does make my legs feel better. But something was going on. So I would get I would get back to the hotel each evening and rip those suckers off my leg. You know, I wear compression stockings to the knee and then your toes are free. So I could still wear my sandals that I had bought, which were my Hoka sandals that I purchased, and I told you about those. They were wonderful. They were wonderful. But for some reason, on my left big toe, they gave me a blister. And they shouldn't have. I don't know. I don't know why they gave me a blister, but they did. So we had to deal with that issue too. And I never get blisters. It's my family that gets blisters. It was me this time. And so anyway, I had to deal with that and change the shoes every other day because I took another pair of shoes to wear. But the Hokas were great. Would I recommend them, the sandal Hokas? Oh, yes. They're just as good as the walking, running Hoka shoes. So, yes, definitely recommend. But how my big toe was sitting in the shoe, which when you put it on, your foot just kind of goes down. It was like wearing a couple of mattresses, and my foot would, settle down into the shoe, which curved up on one side, and it rubbed my toe. Not on the other toe, just the left. Who knows, y'all? Who knows? Anyway, so I go through the week being pretty miserable with my legs hurting, and they didn't cramp. They just hurt, and they were swollen, and they were tight. So we get home, and I thought, well, let's see. Let's give it a few days, and it's going to go down. Didn't go down. So my husband said, are you going to go to the doctor? So I finally did. So I went to the doctor. Told her everything. She looked at him. Yeah, your left leg is considerably larger than your right. She said, let's rule out things. So she set me up for a duplex, let's see, what was it called? Duplex sonogram, I think is what it was called. And we did it on both legs so we'd have some comparison. So I went and had that done last Friday, got the results that day. Y'all, nothing. Every single thing that was tested, which was really, I guess, looking for a blood clot, but nothing else. Every single thing, negative. Everything came back negative, which is good because I didn't want to have a blood clot. That's serious. I know about blood clots because my husband has the blood disorder that makes him prone to blood clots. So he has had 2, maybe more DVTs in the past. So I knew what to look for. Redness in the legs, warmth to the touch, and extreme swelling. Well, I had the swelling, I had the warm to the touch, but I didn't have the red leg at all. There was no discoloration whatsoever. So I did my research. I thought, well, is it cellulitis? Is it edema? Is it, back and forth. So I haven't heard from my doctor about the testing, and I'm sure it will be either today or tomorrow. And they no longer call you. They do it online. So I can't say to her, well, when she goes over the test results with me, I can't say, my leg is still swollen. It's not as swollen, but the left leg is definitely swollen and bigger than the right. And I'm still suffering with the heaviness, what I would almost call neuropathy type pain. And I just didn't want to hear, well, honey, it's your age. No, we're not, no. I shoved that out of the way. I don't want things to happen just because I'm getting older. I want to fix it. I want to fix it. So I started to walk again because I hadn't been able to do my 2-mile walks. And I've started walking. I walked 3 days last week, and I'm going to try as hard as I can to walk this week. Today it's a little bit cooler, so we'll just see. Tomorrow's supposed to be 80. Really? That's okay, though. But that also means that it's going to be time for me to go out and work in the yard, because as I've walked, I've noticed sprigs of green coming up everywhere, which is telling me, Laura, it's about time to go out and work in the yard. I just dread it like crazy when it comes, but when it's finally time to go out and I get out there, I get better at it, but my mind can't go, oh my word, you're gonna have to go outside, you get filthy dirty, you tie up your hair, no makeup. I just look like a scarecrow before I come in. And I don't like that. I prefer to look like this, put together, makeup on, doing things inside the house. I'm an indoor girl, not really an outside girl, but anyway. So we're still going to be waiting to see what's wrong with the legs. One more thing. All right, so as I've been telling you, I've worked on the videos for Disney World. I've really enjoyed doing them. If you stay with me and if you're one of my people and you've watched them. I hope you've enjoyed them. I've got it in a couple of comments, and how much I appreciate y'all for commenting. I really do. That makes me so happy, and I love conversing with you and going back and telling you how much I thank you for taking your time to watch what I do. So I'm still working on that, and then when I finish with that, I've got to get busy with thinking about spring cleaning. I need to get into my windows. We have a double window, which leaves a gap in between. And in that gap, there is spider webs and dirt. It just collects because this house is old. It was built in the 70s, as I've told you many times. So that's going to be my next project, is to work on windows before I can go back to what I love, which is painting and working on jewelry. Okay, so anyway, for Christmas, my husband had given me a Tory Burch gift card. And he had asked me several times, even before we went on the trip, are you going to spend your gift card? Have you spent your gift card yet? Because usually I tell him about it when I do. And I just hadn't, and I don't need anything, and so I really hadn't looked. So I got an email, Tory Burch, 50% off sales, not 50% extra off. It's just a 50% off sale on some items. So I looked and looked and looked and looked and looked, and everything that I wanted was gone or sold out or whatnot. There was a navy blue purse that I had my eye on, and it killed me. It would have taken my gift card perfectly. And I think I might have even had some left over. And if I can find that purse, I'll put it up here on the screen and show you what it looked like. I loved it. And I have blue purses, but they're lighter. I don't have a navy blue. And, as you heard me say many times, blue is my favorite color, whether it's a shade of turquoise to deep dark blue, midnight blue. I love any shade of blue, light to dark, even putting in a little bit of green with it with the turquoise. And this turquoise is just a hoodie. It's a little kangaroo pocket hoodie that I got at Target several years ago. Absolutely love it. This is my uniform all the time, is hoodies and sweatshirts and things like that, as I have been retired. And I've told you many times how much I love clothes. I am a clothes hoarder, and I'm ashamed about it, but that's probably one of my biggest things to work on, is not having so many clothes. Which I went through my closet again last week, and I'm paring down once more, and I will have new items on eBay and Poshmark pretty soon. I've got to finish my videos for Disney World, and then I'm going to do my Poshmark and eBay, and then I'm going to start spring cleaning. So anyway, I'm going all over the place. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So Tory Burch, I looked. There was even some shoes that I thought about getting, but I've got to have shoes now to accommodate my older foot that sometimes swells and needs support. So every shoe that I found that I liked, it was either sold out or whatever. So there was a pair of shoes that I had looked at back in the autumn that scream Tory Burch. I don't usually like to buy designer stuff that screams the logo, but I liked these shoes, and yes, they scream Tory Burch. They've got her logo, and it's the cloth fabric look. So anyway, we are going to do a little unboxing of the pair of shoes that I ordered that are a little bit more supportive. They have Velcro so that I can move them when my foot swells, and I will have these to wear for spring, summer, and fall, because I even wear sandals when it's cold because my feet stay hot all the time. All right, so and I told my husband, okay, I found something. And unfortunately, the bad thing about it is they were not on sale, which is that's a nixer for me. I don't usually buy things that are not on sale, but he had given me a certain amount on the gift card, and it allowed me to be able to buy these, and I only had to pay just a little bit more to finish it out. So the box came the other day, nothing special. I mean, it's just a box, but it does open kind of cool. I like the boxes that open in the middle, and they have these flaps that go like this. So this is how the box came, and it's always packaged very nicely with a little note from Tory Burch, you know, that's just a signature. Thank you for being a part of our community. Together, through the Tory Burch Foundation, we are supporting women entrepreneurs. Well, Tory Burch, if you're really supporting women entrepreneurs and anybody gets a hold of this video, I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily an entrepreneur, but I have jewelry. I make jewelry, Tory, and I paint clothing. Come on, so support these poor old retired teacher women who think they have something to offer. I hope I do anyway. All right, so when I open this up, I get the beautiful signature Tory Burch color box. To me, I'm not sure what I would call this. Olive green, perhaps. It's a spring green. It's just a color that she puts her stuff in. Even the gift card box that my husband gave me was this beautiful color of green. I mean, you know, it matches, same color. Beautiful box. And the box is even lined with, it's a suede-like fabric. And this was wrapped around the pretty gift card, you know, really pretty. I'm going to keep it for a while until I decide that, you know, why are you keeping this? But anyway, so here comes the box, and then it has this clear elastic band around it to keep the box secure, the lid on. And I open my box, and it has the Tory Burch. Even comes with, you know how you get a dust bag with your purses if you buy some semi-designer purses? Well, it even came with a little dust bag for my shoes. And then, of course, the receipt of what it was. And then, here we go. Here's the big reveal. These are the shoes that I chose. So, yeah, I know, they scream Tory Burch, but I really like this style. Again, because they have a Velcro and a Velcro here, and then a good strap for the back of the heel. I was thinking about getting some just slip-ins, but I thought, well, with walking and being secure, I better stick with a strap for the heel, the back of the ankle. So, I did order my normal size in sandals, which is an 8.5. If I order a closed-in toed shoe, I have to have a 9. But I went ahead with an 8.5, and my foot fits perfectly. It does catch my big toe again, though, just like those Hokas do. So I don't know what I'm going to do right here about that. But I think because they're leather, you know, here, they're going to settle in and be just fine. But they do have some support, you know, where your toes fit. They have a little bit of height here for the instep. You can see the higher ridge here where the instep goes. And these are the ones that I chose. The name of them, I'm not sure that they're on here. It's called, yeah, it's the monogram Kyra Sport Sandal in perfect navy. That's how they're described. And there's her little Tory Burch signature. And then the bottom, just a really good, you know, for walking. It's not going to slip and slide. But I guess probably 1.5 inches for height. I've already tried them on. I already unboxed them. I just reboxed them so I could show you. And yeah, I like how they look. They're really cool. I'll show you in just a minute how they look on my foot. But I think I'm happy with them. I think they're going to be really, really nice. And they're going to go with absolutely everything because they're navy blue. So I can wear them with jeans. I could wear them with a long skirt, you know, anything. I think they'll be really pretty. I like the gold emblem with the double T's. And, you know, I have a Tory Burch bag that is tan. I have a Tory Burch watch band for my Apple Watch that I wear sometimes. It is also tan. So, you know, the tans and the blues to me always kind of go together. And to me, this color spans all seasons. Maybe not winter, I don't know. But definitely spring, summer, and autumn, all through. So that was my purchase. Now you're gonna say, okay, how much were they? I'll go ahead and tell you. I mean, it's just, you know, out there. And again, it's not something that I always do, but there wasn't anything else I wanted. And I definitely benefit from having these types of shoes because of the way they fit my foot and give me so much support. So yes, I'm sorry, they were $300. Which I said my husband's gift card almost paid for all of it, which is kind of nice. But anyway, yeah, that's what I paid for these. Unfortunately, not on sale. Did they have some chores on sale? Yes, they did. But I didn't care for them. They weren't something that I really wanted or needed, or the color wasn't what I wanted. The navy is going to go with so many of the things I already own. Plus, I always think jeans. I wear a lot of jeans. And if I wear a skirt, it's going to come nearly down to my ankles. And I always think these kind of things look kind of cute with a longer skirt or dress. So that is my unboxing of my Tory Burch Kyra sandals. And I'm proud of them. Thank you very much, my husband, for giving me this for Christmas. And I will enjoy them throughout these next 3 seasons. Okay, that's all I'm going to say for today. I just wanted to pop on because I haven't been on since we got back from the trip on the 15th of February. And oh, by the way, we had to spend another day. That was another thing that happened. When we got in to the Dallas airport, they were having a lot of weather. So when we flew in, the flight was delayed so bad, so much, that it kicked us out of the next flight. So we were stuck in Dallas. The nice thing is, though, is that my niece and my great nieces, her children, live there. So I called her, and I knew that my sister was visiting at that time, and I thought, oh, I can call my sister and maybe she could come get us and we'll ride home with her and she'll have company to ride home with. Well, she came home the day before. So we missed her by a day, and my niece travels a lot with her business. So she was able to get us a room to stay in, and we got a lift the next morning to go to the airport, and it worked out because we carry a duffel bag for it just in case we get stuck somewhere. We've got pajamas. I didn't bring an extra shirt, but that's okay. But my husband does. So pajamas, things like that, underwear, you know, things that you have to have in case you get stuck one night. So we were good there, and we got to rest and we're comfortable, and came home a day late, which pushed my daughter into the weekend, which she was supposed to go home Sunday, and she didn't get to go home until Monday. So she had to take a day of her school time to get home. And I don't know if she explained it to the school or not, but anyway, that's what happened. So we did enjoy the trip very much. It was really, really nice. But the crowds, y'all, I'm getting, I need to quit saying I'm getting too old, because I always talk about I don't want to get old. But to go back to Disney World again is going to be something I've got to think about. Because of the way I swell, I am not comfortable. I am miserable. Even though it wasn't hot, it was very mild temperatures. It didn't rain. It was fantastic that way. but it's harder on me than it used to be when I was younger. So I don't know. I will have to give it much thought and feel a little bit different if I ever ask to go back to Disney World. But definitely, if you've never been, it's a fantastic trip. It's cool, it's neat, but it's way too expensive. I will just tell you that it's off the charts expensive, and we saved for over 2 years to do this. And I paid for the tickets, and I think I told you, my husband, I was going to give him $2,600, and he only is going to make me pay $2,400. But y'all, $2,400 for 7-day tickets for 3 people is astronomical when you stop and think about it. And that doesn't even include your hotel, which my husband uses points for Marriott. We stay at the Swan, so we get a discount there, or not discount, but we've got points that we use there. The flights, you know how expensive that is to fly from Texas to Florida. The meals are very expensive, way over $100 every time you eat. $60 for 3 people if you just have fast food. We eat twice a day, so you're looking at nearly $200 of food each day. And then your tchotchkes, which I didn't buy. I bought an ornament, and I bought the little Rice Krispie Mickey Mouse shaped candy things that you get at the confectionery. What else did I buy? I didn't. My husband bought me a Spirit jersey, but I didn't buy anything else. So that's not even including things that you might buy. So it's just something that you have to really plan for, save for. We have to save for, because we are not. We're comfortable people, but we're not wealthy people. So we have to budget. We have to think. We have to plan, and so that's part of the travel process. So anyway, I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to go work on my videos. Thank you for coming along with me. Thank you if you watched my videos that I worked really hard on. I really tried to make those Disney ones fun, that if you've never been, you feel like you've been when you watch them, and it was super neat to be there for the Festival of the Arts. That was the whole thing, was to see all of the artwork by people who are lucky enough and blessed enough to be asked to come and show their work and sell their work. That's really, really cool. That's a dream that my daughter has. She would love to be one of those artists, and maybe someday she will be. I hope so. If she is, I hope I'm still alive and here, and I can go see how she does, and that would be wonderful. But anyway, thank you for your support. Thank you for being with me. I appreciate it. Blessings to all of you, and I will see you again very soon.